Hi, this is George. Welcome to Fun with Flies. Today I'm going to tie a Black Hornet. So what we're going to need are some black feathers, some crazy legs, or you can use black silicone legs, or however you want to make your own legs. I've got some black, thin 2mm olive non-porous foam, and some Estas, which I'll be using like for a dubbing. And I've got some beads, and I'll be using some super glue. And I'm going to be using some loon resin on the head and the eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've already threaded the hook all the way with black thread. I've already cut my pattern out right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a little super glue. Just a little bit. Just a little paper towel, clean it up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to pinch in the tail, going to where the head is just about, when you cut this out, you want the head right almost to the eye of the hook. So I'm going to tie in the tail. I'm not going to be leaving this in here. I'm going to be trimming this out. And then what I want to do is I want to go on between the body and the shank and go a little bit forward. I'm going to pinch around the super glue and around the hook. I'm going to pinch the foam and get the first part of the abdomen. Second part, always getting a little bigger each time. So I'm going to go back, same thing here. Pinch back around the foam. That'll work. Pinch that foam in. There we go. Let's do one more. Okay, so I have that. I want to trim the tail, or just trim it straight over top without cutting the thread. Follow the hook. Okay. So now I'm coming into the waistline. Now the waistline's looks like I need to go one more. Let me get a little more glue on here. Okay. Let's bring this forward one more. That did it. Okay, the reason why I did that is I wanted to be half. So I got that half. So next is the little tiny waist before the abdomen. So take a look at it. Looks like I got a little extra super glue beaded up on here. Okay, that looks nice along the bottom. Trim it off. There we go. Okay. So with him, so when I'm tying this part in, I'm not going to tie it super tight because as I put the legs on, it's going to pull it tighter. I want to get a nice thin abdomen. Okay. So for the legs, we're going to go right to the beginning of that thin waistline. 2 wraps, make sure we get it where we want it, which with me it's only so it's laying flat. Okay. And then I want to go a couple wraps to this part right here, and I want to catch it right at the end of the waist. Okay, so it looks kind of like that. I like that. So on this one, I'm going to do just the opposite since my thread's already there. I'm going to catch it right behind the headpiece right there, or the thorax. Wiggle it down, and that looks about where I want it right there. Okay, so we can take them, since we have them since I'm right here, right now we can turn around and we can cut these legs back. So these are nice big pieces, so I can save them and right about there. Okay, so you have that in. Okay, and now what I like to do, since I'm right here anyway, is I'm going to take a little bit of the loom, and I'm going to put a little on here, just a little. I'm going to wrap the thread right through it, and I'm going to wrap the thread right to here, letting it soak all the way around. You can use the Sally Hansen too on here if you want, or nothing. I like this shiny bead appearance right there. I'm going to give it about 10 seconds. Flip it over, about 10 seconds. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this head back a little bit. Pull the head back and bring the thread forward. And get the thread right there. I'm going to take a little bit of this E-Taz right here. You don't need a lot. Happened that this piece I already had, so let's make sure I don't have a leg in there. Okay, I'm going to come forward. It's right about where the head is. I'm wrapping in the opposite direction. And I'm just tying it in. Make sure I don't cut the thread. Pull it back. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit more super glue. Now I'm not going to super glue his head all the way by the eye. Okay, I want his head to be on an angle, so I never really super glue the head on any of my bugs I'm making. So what I'm going to do is take this, hold his thorax. I'm going to do this pretty tight. And pull it back a little bit so it gives it like a little hump. Take a look at it. Go back a little bit. Okay, which is good. I'm going to go back a little bit because I don't want to overcrowd the eye anyway. That should do it. Yeah, that looks better like that. Which I'm going for a bullet here and a carrot there. Okay, so we got that down nice and tight. Now before I put in the front legs...
Hello, this is Charlie Cricket again, Fun with Flies. I wanted to remind you, if you get a chance, to visit the Fun with Flies website. We're updating it every day with new patterns and all kinds of new ideas for you to tie, including some training. We're going to be adding some PDFs so you can cut out some patterns and some material lists. And while you're at it, if you enjoy this video and you want to see some more of them and see them right when they come out, which we're sending out maybe one a week, go ahead and choose subscribe and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, have a good day and enjoy Send you back to George, funwithflies.com. Bye bye.
So you can see what I'm doing right here is a little bit of an angle, but yet giving him kind of like a blockhead. Okay, so when you're done, it's going to kind of look like this. Here we go. Okay, we're off the eye. Give him a nice little blockhead. So I give myself a nice place to put the eyes. Okay. Little tiny legs in the front. So right about there, right behind the head. Wrong leg. Okay. And let's do the same thing right here. Nice loose wrap. 2. Feed it through. Okay, give it 2 good wraps. Okay, now for here, for this little guy right here, I'm just going to do a little bit of Sally Hansen's. The legs go in. Don't want to put super glue on these legs. Just makes a mess of the silicone. And this leg's off a little bit. Okay, just a little bit here. Okay, so now we can take this hook to the beginning. Just use some tweezers. Okay, so what we're going to do, oh, no, that looks better. He's touching right there. So, all right, let's give that a second to dry. Well, he's dried. I'm going to take a look at my feather. Make sure to get them both about the same size. Okay. So I got both my wings ready. Okay, let's do the other eye. Make sure he's even. Looks pretty even there. Well, that one went good. Okay, so give this a second to dry. And besides the wings, we're almost done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is while he's drying real quick, I'm going to flip this around as soon as I'm pretty sure it's not going to fall off. Okay, I found a brush. I pulled a couple of black hairs out of the brush, which are these real thin, nice pieces of plastic. So I'm going to take these and bend them a little bit. Use these for the antenna. So while those eyes are drying, I'm going to take this, hold them on the bottom. Right where I want the antenna to go, I'm going to poke a hole in there. And I'm going to poke another hole even. Making sure it's a nice big hole I can find with the antenna. Okay, just so it holds the antenna. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to go all the way through the head or anything. Okay, and I'm going to trim these once I get them where I want them. Okay. Alright, so let's leave those right there. Alright, and then to get them to dry, we give them a second with the super glue. But while they're drying, we go back to the first eye. Now that little hole in there is, I'm going to fill it with resin. So it forms a nice eye right there. Okay, flip it around, do the same thing here. Not a lot, you just want, just so it starts to overlap the eye. You come down and hit the head part. What am, okay. Now I'm adding some resin on the head. Again, not a lot. I don't want to crowd it. I definitely don't want to get any of this in there, in the eye of the needle. And just kind of work it around a little bit. Okay, I'm done with this for right now. Okay, there's the head. So let's go right to the wing. Okay, to get the wing done, what I'm doing is I'm actually, oh, you know what? Well, I guess I still had some more tying to do. I cut the thread off, but that's okay. We can put the wing on with resin, or just do this. Alright, so to put the wing on, I'm going to take the wing and basically put it right above the eye. 2 wraps, nothing special. Once I know I like it, snip that off. More of this, a little more resin. Okay, so let's do the other one. Same thing here. Laying on the eye, pulling it through, getting it about even with the other one. So got it from the top and about there. All right. Before I make it permanent, let's just make sure they're even. Okay. Okay, and there you have it. Black Hornet.